Hi everybody, this is Moses Leos for the Hayes Free Press, and this is your sports roundup for the week of May 1st. Let's begin with some scores from the week previous, and we'll start off with baseball and the Lehman Lobos. Lehman was fighting for playoff positioning last Thursday evening as they faced off on the road at Bernie Champion. However, the Lobos gave up a run in the bottom of the 7th inning to the Champion Chargers. Lehman losing 5-4, a tough loss for the Lobos, and the regular season finale as their season has come to a close this year. Lehman finishes with a 14-14 mark overall and 6-7 in district play for a 5th place finish. Let's move on to the Hayes Rebels baseball team, and Hayes themselves had an opportunity last Friday to get themselves a share of a 27-4A district championship. However, they needed to defeat Kerrville-Tybee at home on senior night. The Rebels did just that. It was a pitching duel all throughout, but a 4-run 6th inning allowed the Rebels to defeat Kerrville-Tybee 5-1 and earning a share of the 27-4A championship, a 3-way tie between Hayes, Kerrville-Tybee, and Schertz-Clemens. However, the Rebels and Kerrville-Tybee were both tied for 2nd place, and a tiebreaker needed to take place on Saturday, 4/27. And the Rebels played Kerrville-Tybee in San Antonio at Wolf Stadium for that 2nd place tiebreaker. Unfortunately for the Rebels, they lost 8-1 to Kerrville-Tybee, and the Antlers claimed 2nd place in district play, with the Rebels falling to 3rd place. Finally, in terms of scores, let's move on to softball, as the Hayes Rebels softball team played their first playoff game by district round against San Antonio Jefferson. An 8-run 2nd inning allowed the Rebels to rule Jefferson 12-0 in only 5 innings. So let's move on to the playoff scenario for both Hayes baseball and Hayes softball. For the Hayes softball team, they move on to the area round, 2nd round of the playoffs. They'll play against Cedar Park at a District 25-4A. Now, they're going to play in a best-of-3 series with Cedar Park at Lake Travis High School on May 2nd, 3rd, and if necessary, on May 4th. Cedar Park defeated LBJ in their by-district game 10-0 last week. For the Hayes baseball team, they'll be traveling to San Antonio to play against San Antonio Burbank at a District 28-4A in their first round of the playoffs. Like the softball team, Hayes baseball will be in a best-of-3 series with Burbank, and they will be playing on May 2nd at San Antonio ISD Field number 1, and on May 3rd at Hayes High School. On May 3rd, they'll play at Hayes High School. That's a home game. If necessary, May 4th, they will play once again at San Antonio ISD number 2 Sports Complex. Finally, let's move on to golf, as Lindsay McCurdy was participating in the UIL State Golf Championship at the Onion Creek Golf Course. McCurdy shot a 71 and 74 on Tuesday afternoon after her first round was rained out on Monday, but unfortunately for McCurdy, she could not quite overcome a very fantastic round from Grace Choi, who won the state championship. McCurdy finished with a total score of 145 and 4th place in state competition. Congratulations to Lindsay on a very fantastic season and fantastic career as she completed her 3rd straight trip to the state championships. For more information and more info on the stories this past week, be sure to visit HayesFreePress.com. And with that, this has been your Sports Roundup, and I am Moses Leos.